Okay, greetings, patriots, starseeds, light workers, and of course our brave military. Welcome to 1776 United, and we are in a worldwide and galactic revolution. Now, there's been lots of development here over the weekend. It just goes on 24/7, never stops. Military now is going into Memphis. I guess that is the big central hub for the trafficking center. MI6 is there, Mossad, whoever, they're all there. And even the cartels are there. They're trying to get them, and I think that's what the military is ready to zero in on. Okay. And of course, so as I said before, the military will be hitting every city that has a criminal organization happening in it. And that means Canada too. So that will be every city. That could be Vancouver, Kelowna, any other city. Prince George is a major hub they'll get that cleaned out. Calgary, of course, Red Deer, Edmonton, so on and so forth, right through the country. So expects to see military happening there very, very soon. So humanity really doesn't know that they're in a slave system. There's only 10% of us. It's growing, but there's only about 10%, maybe 15 at the very, if I'm stretching it, percent of the world population knows that they are in a slave system. The rest of them have no clue. Now, if we were to only take our accounts from the parasites, from the banking Jesuit parasites that have been enslaving us, taking our money, stealing our birth certificate and all our rights, and charging us a whole bunch of shit for credit cards and all this other stuff. If we were to just take our money out of the bank and go back to the original playbook, which was God's money, gold, silver, platinum, palladium, and handle and do our transactions through that. Or nowadays they're trying to do a digital acquisition. Now, if everybody took the money out, these banks wouldn't exist, and we would be a lot better off, because then our trade, it would be a organic development with trade between people around the world, and even companies now. And I'm saying all the corporations, you're done, because you're the ones that have been the driving force behind these, and the influencers behind these banks. So you're going to be taken out, and I believe that's all coming. They already feel the pressure, right? We need to mature as a human race to be able to handle our own money. Now, my question to everybody is, why can't you handle your own money? Why can't you take all your money out and do the things that and do the things you want to do with it? Store it, put it into put it under the floorboards or whatever you want to do with it, like they did back in the 1800s. They kept all of it buried or whatever. I mean, there's so many more ways to hide your money in vaults and safes and everything else inside homes and stuff like that. Why don't you just keep your money there? And I'm going to just add to this. I mean, silver over the weekend was sitting at 42.51, and and it's only been Monday morning. I'm saying probably 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the morning. Now it's at 42.80. Like, it's jumped 30 cents in 3 or 4 hours. I mean, why don't you put your money in silver? Right? Silver is moving up. The reason why silver is moving up and gold is moving up faster. Okay? And the reason why is because the dollar is devaluating, and I'm going to get to that in a bit here, and I'm going to tell you why it's devaluating. And it's because, and I'll get to it in a minute here, the banks have fed humanity so much bullshit and they have taken little bits of control over the years since 1913 through their banking system, that they hold all the wealth now. Why do you think when you walk into a big bank now, their big banks are big marble floors and crystalline building, crystal buildings and fancy desks and all this other shit. That's all your money. It's all your money. It's not their money. They're just parasites. Stop, please, people, stop. I've been preaching this for years. Stop paying your taxes. That'll disintegrate the government that has been your enemy. It's not their land. Canada, the United States, are the people's property. It's the people's land. What do you mean, federal what? That word shouldn't even exist. Please, people. The banks have screwed over people for so many decades now that they hold all the wealth. And they dictate to you. And you're supposed to go in there and be kind and everything else. Stop. Put your foot down, take your money out, and get rid of these parasites, please. Many banks, and they're screwing themselves. They're not even smart enough to make money because they have shorted the precious metals market so much that they have, for example, in silver, 365 to 1 ratio on paper. On paper, 365 to 1. Silver should be 7 to 1 to gold, but they've got it at 365 to 1. You know how overinflated and how manipulated that silver is? That's insane. If everybody that owns that paper, because that's on paper, if they call it in and we want, and they say we want physical silver now, the banks are screwed. They're screwed. They're done. And I wish everybody that is holding silver on paper to call it in. I just say I want to go to physical silver, and when can I come and pick it up? Watch their jaws drop. 10%. Or I'm sorry. Now I want to talk about 107 for a minute. 107. I think everybody knows 107. Now, I know he's a big blowhard, and he just, he can cackle on, and you can fall asleep, even drinking coffee with you listening to him. But what I'm saying, he's well connected. I mean, remember, he was one of the inner circle that actually was invited to Antarctica after that bunch of skirmish and everything that was going on down there back, 2-3 years ago it was. He was on that trip down there. So he's definitely in Trump's inner circle, okay? So there is things I will listen. I put up with his, all his chit-chat, but I do listen to him, and I'll listen to him for an hour because I'll get 2 or 3 things that are very, very important out of him in that 1 hour. And one thing that I caught yesterday was he said that the USD, which is the petrodollar, United States dollar, will be used as wallpaper. I heard that very clearly. So the reason why is because the Chinese have pallets and pallets and pallets and beyond pallets of USD ready to buy up all the land in the United States and take over the farming industry. Get where we're going with this? And Trump's he's going to burn it. He's going to burn the USD. Therefore, the USD that the Chinese are holding pallets of will be no good, and that will kill their little plan. And I can tell you right now, whoever that Trump is, whether it would be 1, 2, or 3, and I don't really give a shit as long as they're moving in the right direction. I had got another little tidbit off of 107's long lecture yesterday, is that they're hauling in mountains of gold and silver into the United States, and I expect it from seized operations and other dirty money and hidden vaults that the deep state has obtained over the years. The new Treasury note will replace the USD. That's coming, okay? Therefore, I don't know about the revaluation of other monies. I believe there is going to be a shift in the currency exchange, and I think that is coming, okay? Now, with all that being said, so Trump has to crash all this, okay? They were manipulating at all levels of the banks, okay? So that's why the bank systems have to drop out. This is why the one thing that I'm a little concerned about is that, I think it was the other Trump or whatever was saying about the crypto, and he's going to be the crypto market of the, of the world and all this other shit. Trust me, folks, this is why it is so important, because, really, I'm hearing good about crypto, XLM and XRP and all this other stuff, but I'm also hearing a lot of negative too. Myself personally, never involved in it. And like I said, speaking of all this stuff going on, QFS, when the QFS comes out and it is activated inside the wealth management that used to be a bank, or maybe they have another location that will be called a wealth management areas. But you can mark my words for sure, eventually there'll be no banks. Because the only thing that the banks will be used for is for wealth management. Be able to, if you want to, and I would recommend you not put your money into there. But if they have something that, they will try to, what they want to do is they'll try to, say that this would be a good investment or that'll be a good investment, and then they'll take they'll take a cut of the profit that they make. So they'll be motivated to make you money so they can make some money. And that's how that's going to work. So the QFS is free, okay? It's already lined up with your accounts, and I will never ask you for money. I will never ask you to DM me anywhere. Okay, so if you take the final notes here, when the QFS comes, it will be coming onto your Q phone. Everything's going to go quantum, okay? So there'll be a quantum phone. There'll be quantum financing. There'll be quantum healing, okay? Everything's about to change. There'll be quantum learning, okay? Our children are being indoctrinated in all our schools. All that's going to change. And, it's really, really tough for me because, like I said, I still have a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old in the Philippines, and I let them go. But the curriculum down there is not as indoctrinating there as it is here in North America. So I kind of allow it and hoping that as soon as this quantum gets switched over to the quantum learning, that all children will benefit the new learning process. And I can get down, I can talk about what's coming there. It's very, very exciting, as well as all the med beds and the healing different apparatuses that is coming. It's all very, very exciting, okay? And, of course, we need to put, again, the most important thing, I believe, number one is God, okay? We have to pray daily and ask for help to guide us through these very dark times right now. But remember that the financial system, if we can take our money, okay, out of the banks and put them into our phones, until we get our phones, or put them under our mattress until we get our phones, then this will disintegrate the banks, because they have been parasiting off of you along with the government. Anyways, my time is up, and we will see you on the next one. Bye for now.